The first place we want to start is with a few exercises. Typically, they can knock this thing out right away. So what we're going to start with is side lying clamshells. The reason for that is we want to balance out the iliotibial band, which is super common for runners to have issues with their ITB. So you're going to lie on your side. Once you're on your side, you're going to line up your feet and your knees. You want to make sure that your torso is neutral. You're not twisted too far backwards or too far forwards. So try to position everything as balanced as you can. And your feet stay stacked as you lift slowly as high as you can. So it's that last little bit of effort that really activates that iliotibial band and TFL. So hold it there for about 10 to 15 seconds. Slowly lower it down and then repeat. Again, it's that last little bit of effort that really emphasizes the ITB and rebalances the adductors and the adductors. And you want to do this on both sides, even if your issue's just on one side. And that will be the case with all of these exercises. The next one is you're lying on your back and you're going to do a one-legged straight leg raise where you're lifting as high as you can. Typically you can get about 70 to 90 degrees, hold it at the top, and then slowly lower it down. Again, lift, hold it at the top. Again, that last little bit of effort is the one that really emphasizes the quad, and the goal here is to rebalance out the quad and the hamstring. So as you come back down to neutral, you can relax, repeat it, do about 12 reps on each side. And then my favorite exercise is the VMO exercise. VMO stands for vastus medialis obliquus, which is the inside of the knee. And the inside of the knee is typically underworked in runners. We tend to overutilize the outside of the leg or the outside of the quad and underuse this inside. So this is an exercise that doesn't feel like you're doing that much, but it's doing a ton. So for this, you're gonna roll up a towel or fold up a pillow in this case, or even a foam roller, put it up on the upper side of the knee or the lower part of the leg. You don't want it to overlap with the joint space because we want to really emphasize that last 10 to 15 degrees of extension. So you'll keep your spine neutral. We don't want to train anything as we're slouched. Keep our spine neutral, and then you lift, you hold it at the top there for about 10 seconds, and then slowly lower it down. If you want to be really efficient, tying back into what I just said, where we want to work both sides to make sure that we don't have issues down the line, you can do both sides together and hold it for about 10 seconds again and repeat. You're going to do about 12 to 18 reps of all of these exercises, and that'll really help reset the pattern around the knee. If it doesn't help and it's been 2 weeks of you doing these exercises, don't waste your time. We're probably missing something. Most often it's in the foot or your biomechanics, and we'll discuss that right now. Most runners know they should get new shoes every so often, but they don't know how frequently they should be getting new shoes. I say in general, shoes should be replaced every 300 to every 500 miles, depending on how often you run on concrete or how much you run on trails. From my experience, if you run more frequently on concrete, your shoes tend to break down faster. Think about how much harder that surface is. So it's so much easier for the shoe to break down. If most of your miles are on a treadmill, sand, or trails, you can get closer to that 500 mile mark. But listen to your body on your next run. If you feel like your feet are slapping the ground, then you're gonna need to replace your shoes much quicker than someone who's running like a puma. Now, if you're running like a puma, you're a quiet runner, that means your stride is very efficient and you can get closer to that 500 mile mark and make sure things are working along the way for longer. You want to make sure that patellar groove inside of the knee is working and tracking how it should, And if you're slapping the ground, that decreases the chance that you're distributing the weight throughout the whole limb as properly as you should. Another thing to think about if you've been covering a lot of miles or training really hard is fish. I am someone who thinks if you can eat it, eat it. Try to avoid taking supplements. But if you are someone who doesn't enjoy eating fish 4 times a week, consider taking a fish oil supplement. Fish oil is a great lubricant for your joint, and I suggest doing 3 grams of EPA, DHA, and I'll link to the one that I really like below. Also, check out the link on your screen right now, where you can see a video where we dig into inflammation, alternative for fish oil for folks who don't really like to eat fish, and ways to generally decrease your inflammation in your body. We go into a lot more information about why you should take fish oil, what things you should do in that video. So check that out. I hope all of these tips help you assess, retrain, and if you need it, find a provider. I suggest you find someone awesome near you. You never know when you're going to need them. And it's good to establish a relationship with them because you shouldn't need to go in there all the time. But when things start to act a little funky, get in there quickly and make sure that we reset it before it grooves into the wrong position. Typically, I suggest if it isn't better within 5 to 7 days, see the professional. That's what happens with runner's knee. Typically, things are a little wonky. Runners in particular aren't great about pausing their running until it's usually too late. And then they try to run through it, and that creates a bad behavior, and bad behavior creates bad patterns, which creates more wear and tear in the system and ultimately takes you out from the thing that you love even longer. So if you live in the Bay Area or visiting the Bay, we'd love to be of assistance. Or if you find someone that you really love, feel free to share your experience below. We look at the YouTube community as just that, a community. And we want to put resources out there that help you keep training the way you want to. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll keep putting out good content. Thanks so much.